welcome to another episode of Mine Planning Matters, a podcast where we talk about where the industry gets it both right and wrong when it comes to mine planning and mining engineering. This podcast is not just for mine planners, it's for everyone who has anything to do with mine plans, from those who create them, to those who execute them, and all the way up to those who endorse or sign off on them. My name is Mark Bowater, Director and Founder of Australian mining consultancy Insignia Mining, and I speak from experience, having been involved in mine planning for over 30 years. Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mine Planning Matters. Now today I want to talk about just a generic approach to mine plans and what they're for, and in particular shorter term plans rather than life of mine plans. And I touched on this slightly in my book Crimes Against Mine Planning, but to be honest, if I could go back in time, I probably would talk about this a bit more. And that is sort of what mine plans are for, the purpose of mine plans. And I certainly come across and see plenty of examples of mine planners who think that the aim of the mine plan, their aim is to produce a plan that is foolproof, that is executable, that is going to happen, and that the operations team can just go and do without any thinking, basically. They want to give the operations team the perfect plan, the thing that won't fall over. But uncertainty, variability, whatever you want to call it, is so high in the mine industry that unless you carry in massive inventories at your mine site, then that's really never going to happen. I've never seen a mining operation that doesn't vary from plan to some extent, and that doesn't require decisions by the operations people in the field when things go different to plan. That's going to happen, right? Your operations team are going to have to make decisions. And I think that your objective as a mine planner is actually not necessarily the perfect plan, the foolproof plan. It's more around giving them the right information so that they can make the right decision at the time. Because also there's a pretty good chance those decisions are going to occur in the middle of the night or on the weekend or sometime when the planning team aren't working at site. And so therefore your operations team need to be sufficiently armed to make the decision that best suits the mine site, which is basically all about the intent of the mine plan. You know, what's the intent, what's important, what's not, and that's the sort of background that you need to be giving your operations team. And I see that particularly in plenty of planning meetings that I've attended to at sites where engineers just get up and they talk through the plan. And the discussion is not so much about what's important and what's not, but it's more just about the steps to follow, the steps to do. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. And there's not a lot of discussion about why and where the risks are and where the plan might fall over and the key activities that we must make sure these happen. And so let's monitor and measure those, and then let's start talking about those over the next few days, week, etc. as they start to vary from plan. Some of those key things, what is it that we're going to do? And so that's the sort of discussion that should be held at a mine planning meeting as well. Thanks for listening to Mine Planning Matters and my thoughts on mine planning. This podcast is for the benefit of the mining industry, and that's you. So I'd love to hear from you through the comments section, and please feel free to let me know any topics you'd like discussed in future episodes. You'll find much more content at our Insignia Mining website, and if you find any of our content valuable, please let your mining colleagues know so they can benefit as well.